So we're bridesmaids.
Wow. I see people have offered you things or endorsements.
Girl, I'm about to get the fuck up out of here because you choose 9. At this point, I'm embarrassed for Jennifer.
Just tell you guys something. I don't like to leave situations ever. I don't ever like to walk away.
Girl, bye. Bye. Get out. Get out. Get out.
I was so blindsided from you.
Oh.
I don't care about that. No, I do.
What? Bitches have no capability of apologizing.
Okay, got you. Got you, girl.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of New Jersey in episode 9, Coffee Talk. So basically, this, what I thought was going to happen happened. The new girls are beefing a little bit, and I get both of their sides and their reasoning with everything. The story with Joe, Melissa, Teresa, Louis, now Dina's husband. It's confusing. Too much stuff is going on, but y'all, let's get into the video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy.
Let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, want it, securing the bag.
All right, y'all, so I'm gonna make this a quick video because I gotta go to a meeting for work, and I work 45 minutes away. So yeah, I gotta drive into over here going to DC, child. So let's get into it. All right, so everybody's back home from the shore just doing their normal thing, and we stopped at Dolores's, not her house, but Paul's house. And they're basically talking about she's taking care of Paul after his surgery, and he had like some type of heart surgery, and it seems like he's pretty okay, fine. I'm just kind of confused. I'm just like, damn, heart surgery, like that's a lot. Like, I don't think you get your heart rate up too much. You can't be moving around. So maybe this is like a couple, whatever past, but he seems to be okay. And, Dolores is looking different in her confessionals. And I'm just like, who is this? So on Watch What Happens Live, she basically talks about that Andy asked her, like, are you on this type of medicine? It starts with I'm not going to repeat it because I don't really know.
You on Ozempic?
Yeah.
God, what housewife isn't on Ozempic?
Not
You're
one.
Not. Yeah, no,
No, not her.
half your cast.
I know.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to come to reunion looking any bigger than anyone else, so I got on the bandwagon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Any side effects?
No.
Really?
Just not hungry.
Okay.
But from Twitter, a lot of people saying like, oh, this is concerning. I'm trying to figure out like what's concerning. She losing weight, da 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 da. So they're basically saying that because of the medicines for people that are diabetic, they can't barely get the medicine because it's high demand, I would assume. And they're saying like that's the reason why. I don't really know. I'm not gonna hold that against Dolores. At the end of the day, I hope she's just using it safely, and this is not because I feel like weight loss is something that you lose weight like drastically over time can be kind of jarring, and it could be dangerous potentially. If she's using it safely and she's being monitored by a doctor, I mean, more power to you, girl. You look fantastic. So it is what it is. So she basically talks about the whole situation with Frank. Frank, he's feeling weird about our situation. And Paul's just like, it doesn't matter if he's feeling weird or not. At the end of the day, like, he just gonna have to get used to it. It is what it is. So, I'm not mad at it. I agree as well. Frank is a grown-ass man. Figure it out. So we go to Rachel's house, and we learn a little bit more about Rachel and her backstory. So we learned that, she has a couple businesses. She I think it's like a hamburger business, something. She has like 3 businesses that she was talking about, and her tagline says, I'm running businesses to be worried about yours. Girl, that's funny because you're in the mess, girl. But they talk about having another child, and he's like, the house is full, her husband, and she's just like, you're right. I feel like she's trying to focus on her stepson because she wants to adopt the stepson, and they bring up the mother.
The petition, but there's a process of possibly contacting his biological mother.
Are you serious?
I'm happy that they don't go into details about the mother situation because, to be honest, like I said before in like episode 2, it's none of our business. We don't even know what's going on with that woman. She didn't sign up on the show, y'all did. But they talk about the situation, how he got sole custody. She really wants to adopt him, and hopefully she'll have that opportunity too. It's just that they might have to deal with the mother because that's still the mother's, even though she gave up her rights, I don't think she gave up her full rights, if that made sense. So we see Dolores and Jen, they go out for lunch, and you know, it's really copacetic. Like I said before, they're over here chilling with each other because I feel like they forgot why they mad at each other.
And to be like, Margaret, how could you? And it was more like, you did things too. You're a little digger, and you...
That's just a fact. They don't know why they're mad, so they just, excuse me. They don't know why they're mad, so they're just over here just like, yeah, girl, how you doing? Da, da, da. And, you know, Jen basically feels like, you know, Dolores didn't have her back. And Dolores is like, I did have your back. I feel like Jen felt like she needs to be particular. Like, she needs to be specific with what she's saying. Jen feels like Dolores didn't have her back at the reunion. She felt like Dolores defended Jen throughout the whole entire season. And then she got at the reunion, she's over here saying that her actions are undefendable. She's this, she's that.
Quite a bit. And you were jumping. That's how I felt. And there were times where you said, like, you know, Jennifer gets a pass from me, or like, I defend her when she's undefendable.
And Dolores was like, instead of you coming at me and attacking me, you should have just said this. You should have just said how you felt. And like Jennifer was like, you know, I agree. I should have just been open and honest. It came straight to you instead of just, you know, beat around the bush and being passive aggressive. So they basically come to an understanding that, you know, they're going to keep everything cool, copacetic, and they're going to try to start a brand new friendship. Cool. Jen basically talks about how she is fed up with Bill, and she's like divulging all of her information. We already know this. She's been talking about this whole season, how they're having marital problems. She feel like Bill is trying to treat her like, basically like the housemaid. It's like, you're not raising my kids the way I want you to raise them, so I have a problem with that. Where she's just like, at the end of the day, I'm more than just that. When you come home, you go to the pool house, you don't spend time with us, you just want to, you know, do your own thing.
To make him happy, like to please him. Well, that's what we do. But I'm over all that. I understand where Jennifer's coming from. I remember hitting a breaking point of saying I'm sick of catering.
I totally agree with Jen coming from. But with someone with a job that he has, I feel like that comes with some type of high demand. I feel especially after the pandemic, with everybody's going through what they're going through, I feel like hopefully she can give him a little bit of grace, but he also has to meet her in the middle and like be a parent, like step up and, you know, be that person that she's asking him to be. So hopefully they come into some solid ground. Jim brings up the Turkish psychic, how when you drink the coffee, she's gonna look at your coffee grains in the bottom of the cup to read your future. It's giving Harry Potter, divination, you know, we all know that scene. If you watch Harry Potter, you know what I'm talking about. And they're all going to do it at Paul's house, because you can't do it at Dolores' house because Frank's there. You can't do it at Jen's house because people don't really rock with Jen right now. So we go over to Melissa and Joe, and they are basically in the process of building their new house. And, you know, how the editors, they like to bounce back and forth in mid-conversations. So we see Danielle, she's basically FaceTiming Teresa. And Teresa fills her in with all the drama that happened after she left. And, you know, we find out this whole situation that, you know, Louis started bawling, crying.
When we left that day, he was sobbing.
Why?
He's like, you know, I'm trying to get this together, but, you know, I had to call my sisters. Like I said last episode, I do feel like Louis, he really is trying to put on this, I don't know if it's a front or this is just how he is, but Louis is a little bit controlling. He has some type of anger issues, and it's just funny where just like, I do feel like Louis is trying to put on a front, but it's not like what Joe is saying.
Well, I think he's two-faced because
He's trying. He said he's working on it.
Oh, come on. All this bullshit, there's all this kumbaya nonsense that's going on. It's all fake. That's why.
Joe's saying that he's fake and he's this and that third, he's a bad person. I don't think Louis is a bad guy, but I feel like Louis is trying not to show his true personality for people. So in that sense, I guess I do agree with Joe, but I don't feel like it's like in a malicious and maligning way. So Teresa, she's over here just like, you know, at the end of the day, I told Louis that he need to draw the line and saying, I'm over it, I'm done. So I was like, cool. At the end of the day, you know, they both stubborn, so, So we bounce back over to Joe, and Joe's just like, you know, Louis fake, and that's why Dina is not coming to the wedding. And on Twitter, basically what people are saying, the rumor is that Dina's not coming to the wedding because it's on camera. She doesn't want to be on camera. She went to the engagement party because it wasn't on camera, but Dolores didn't go to the engagement party. But, you know, supposedly Dolores and Dina got beef. It seemed like when Dina was last on the show, they left off pretty fine, so didn't think they had beef. But, you know, both can be true. So the Pizzagate is still going on, and people are talking about the whole Pizzagate, and Joe feels like, you know, he said what he said, and he feels like Louis basically betrayed him, and it started a bad precedent within a relationship. So last week, Pizzagate happened. We learned about it. Twitter destroyed Melissa and Joe like they usually do. But this week, people are coming out with receipts and about Pizzagate. They're like, oh, this is what really happened. And it's very favorable in Joe's light. But now, from what I heard and I'm not going to go off of what they said on Twitter, but I'm going to go off of what they said on the show. Joe did say that, oh yeah, I'm going to give, I already know Teresa will get 50%. No, he said, I already know Louis going to get 50% and I'm going to give Teresa 50%.
I got ahead. Now I'm figuring I'm giving 50% to my sister and he was getting 50%.
50% to my sister and he was getting 50%.
So my whole thing is, let's say this was your idea, whatever have you. What percent of ownership would you have had if Louis had 50, Teresa had 50? Like what? Like I'm confused. Like you're saying that, oh, he cheated me out of my idea, but you out of your mouth, Joe, you said that you were going to give them basically 100% of this company or idea. But my whole thing is, at the end of the day, Teresa, she did go do the whole skinny pizza. She did do everything that, Joe was saying, this, that, and the third. And let's say, at the end of the day, legally, to do what she had to do. She could have. Because let's say, she bought all the stuff, she used it with her money, she probably got the licensing, I don't know, but that's legally. But probably, do I think it's kind of messed up that she took the idea? Yeah. Do I think she do anything with it? I don't know. But at the end of the day, like, Teresa did take the idea, she did make those skinny oven pizzas, and a girl had receipts that was on eBay. Cool. So that's what Joe was basically saying. But like I said before, all these receipts have been dropping out the sky and everybody's like, oh, Teresa was doing this, she's underhanded. So my whole thing is this: why did it take a week for y'all to come out with the receipts now? Instead of the receipts coming out last week when everybody was on their head top strong, y'all came out with the receipts now. That's the only thing that makes the validity of this story sketchy. Because y'all are saying like, oh, Joe's in the right, Joe's in the right. Cool, that's fine. To be honest, don't give a damn. But why did y'all wait till now instead of last Tuesday? Maybe I missed the episode. I don't know. But it is what it is, right? Danielle basically tells Teresa, she said, at the end of the day, I'm mad at Rachel for telling Margaret she's being that she was being gossipy, this, that, and the third.
Everybody. And I was like, why am I looking like the bad guy when we were in the same conversation? She was like just a catty, snotty little bitch.
And like I said before, I don't feel like Rachel did anything wrong per se. Rachel just, brought the message back. This is where I feel like it was. Rachel, at the end of the episode, she said, Margaret's my friend, even though I know her for 3 weeks. She was like, Margaret's my friend, so I'm going to tell her the information. Like, that's what I'm going to do for my friend. I totally agree. If somebody's talking about my friend, I'm going to give my friend a heads up. I agree. But I also do agree what Danielle was saying. If we're trying to build a relationship and I'm just telling you what other people said, this is not what she said. This is what she heard from other people. So it's like, if I'm telling you what other people said, then why are y'all giving me such pushback? And why are you over here telling her what I heard from someone else? You making it seem like it was my words.
And then it became the two of them against me, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. I just felt attacked.
To be honest, if Margaret wants to be mad at anybody, she should be mad at Teresa and Jennifer. But she ain't trying to go down that road again. So it's easy for her to go after Danielle. But it's just like Danielle was just saying what Teresa and Jennifer were saying. She was just relaying the message to her girl. They would just kick in, so it wasn't that serious. So that's why I'm confused on why did Rachel even take that back. Like I said, I get it. Danielle was like, I hate when they made me leave, and I hate that because I don't leave for nothing. People don't make me leave. I hate leaving. And I'm just like, ma'am. At the end of the day, didn't nobody pick you up bad girl style and throw you outside the house. Like, at the end of the day, they were asking you questions. You couldn't take it and you had to walk off. That was you. That was nobody else. Nobody got you by your ponytail and dragged you out. Nobody made you leave. You chose to leave twice. So at the end of the day, you can't blame nobody else but yourself. Like she was like, I don't leave. That's not my personality. Okay, that's not, but you did. So no shade there, but you did leave. You can't blame somebody else for you leaving. Just take ownership, So we're finally at the event. We're at Paul's house. Everybody's like, oh my God, this house is a nice. Dolores, you got yourself a good one, girl. Oh my God. No, the house is nice. The house does not belong in New Jersey. That house is gorgeous. And all the girls, you know, they sit down and Melissa brings up the whole Dolores and Jen being friendly. She's like, okay, so I see that y'all friendly. Like, what's going on with this? Like, what's up? What happened? How?
I'm confused. So why are the two of you throwing a party together? So we decided to come to a truce.
So, you know, Dolores told everyone that, you know, we made up more or less. And, you know, the convo gets on Danielle. And, you know, because Danielle's the last person there, Jennifer's trying to have her back. She's like, you know, at the end of the day, if she's telling you guys what she's saying, and she's saying like this is the course of the action that happened, then why can't you just believe it? But y'all want to keep picking and poking about a situation. Yes, it sounds sketchy. We all know this. We have came to a consensus
5 episodes now
that what Danielle's saying sounds sketchy. But at the end of the day, there might be a situation where it is true. And as someone that claims that they're trying to build a relationship with her, if she's telling you that, why don't you just take it for face value and call it a day? But with Jackie, Jackie's trying to cause mess, and she's trying to poke. So Margaret was just like,
I don't really care about the whole brother thing, but it just irritated me that she always said I had an arsenal of information.
But from what you said in the confessional last week, you do have an arsenal of information. You like, I don't know if she was just trying to be, you know, cheeky, but it's just like, ma'am, you drop a lot of stuff. And to be honest, like I said last episode, Jennifer, you brought up that to you brought the information up to Danielle, but Jennifer, you have an arsenal of information too. Cause from next episode, you about to drop the whole situation on Melissa, and that's where you're supposed to be a good girl. But you know,
now.
So Danielle finally shows up and she feels like, you know, today's my validation day. Like, I'm about to get vindicated because I'm not leaving. I'm going to be in it, and it is what it is. I'm like, okay, girl, you talk a big game. Let's see. So the girls go inside, and Jen and Dolores, you know, they spill the tea that Teresa made them bridesmaids.
Pictured Jennifer and I being in the wedding. So we're bridesmaids. You and
Melissa's over here looking dumbfounded, gagged, mouth on the floor. Girl, pick it up. And Melissa's just confused because she's like, Dolores, you wasn't even at her engagement party, so what's the deal?
You weren't even at her engagement party. I don't care though. I know you don't care, but to me, I'm like, what happened? To each his own. But you also lost a bridesmaid, from what I understand. Yes, Dina's down.
Dolores is like, girl, I don't care about none of that. She was like, oh, I know you don't care, but it's just very convenient. Melissa feels like, you know, the only reason that they are invited to be a part of the wedding is because Dina's not gonna be there, and that could be true. And, you know, all the girls start sit down and start eating. Margaret and Danielle are sitting beside each other and they're eating. Danielle's like, oh, this food is good. Margaret's not saying nothing. And it's awkward. There's tension. And Danielle's just like, you know, she's like, this is so awkward. Like, what's going on? And Margaret's like, I mean, you stormed out enough last episode. Like, it's, you know, you stormed out. That's what it was. So, you know, Dolores brings up, she went to Ireland last year. Like, Paul took her to Ireland for Valentine's Day. It was so beautiful. So she wants to plan a trip with all the girls. I want to think that this is like one of the first cast trips, because New Jersey is one of those shows, and Salt Lake, that have never been international from my recollection. If anything, they'll go local or domestic, right? So they're gonna go celebrate Teresa in Ireland. Cute. So Angie the psychic comes up. And, you know, she's doing her divination with the cups. You know, the ladies drink the cups. Ooh, ah. So she goes down the line. She's like, Dolores,
your cup is actually very short and sweet. There's a ring in your finger. Oh my God. It's coming soon. Oh my God. Dolores.
I see a ring.
I see a ring. Dolores is over here about to wet the seat, girl. That's like, yes! Happy, because, you know, my man. Dolores, that's the goal for Dolores, right? Rachel, she was like, I see V.
For victory.
She was like, is there something important in your life that's about to happen? And mind you, my whole thing is, if I ever do psychic readings and stuff, I'm not giving them any type of information. You got to figure it out. I'm not helping. No, figure it out. Prove. But, you know, she was like, yeah, you know, my son, my stepson, we're trying to like adopt him. That's like one of the biggest things in my life. She's like, you're going to win it.
You're going to win it.
So I'm just like, okay, whatever, you know. Margaret, so this is where the BS started happening. She was like, I see a letter L. in your cup? Is there a friend that you used to be best friends with, I think, from childhood to adulthood? She put a knife in your back. I think that's what it was. Now everybody's just like, girl. They over here side-eyeing, and Jen F and Margaret feels like the psychic is like basically full of it. And they feel like that she's been like feeding her lines. Jen has been feeding the psychic lines.
Jennifer, speak to you before this. Margaret, really? Maybe you had a conversation before you came in here and like about what? His address. I'm just saying, it's so obvious.
They're laughing, and everybody's just like, I find it very disrespectful. I'm a very spiritual person. I do not play with the spirits. So it's like you don't know who she connected with. No ma'am. I just found it very disrespectful. Jen, we hear about this whole endorsement thing. Now, this is where I was just like,
now girl.
Endorsements. That's not a word you use every day. Like, at this point I'm embarrassed for Jennifer. That's when all the endorsements really start coming.
Now, when she said the endorsement, I said, okay, now who it do seem kind of, it's too spot on, and too specific. Now, for stuff to be vague and you're just like, oh my God, that makes sense. It makes sense. Cool. It could be like, connecting the dots. It makes sense. But for it to be specific down to it, it don't give me Jen said anything. It give me the producers came in like,
okay, look. We ain't got time. We trying to bridge the gap with this situation. You gonna talk about this. You need a card, girl. We gonna put like a little.
Like, I'm just like, it just seemed like producers had their hand in the pot, right? So they get on Danielle and they talk about the brother situation. Danielle starts crying, and she's really emotional. And Jackie's like, well, I hope all the information that she's saying about your brother, y'all gonna, mend fences, is true. Danielle looks up at the crying. She's like, do you really believe that?
I hope that's true for you. Do you?
Jackie and Jen F are just like, well, at the end of the day, you have to realize that the stuff you're saying, like, some of it just doesn't make sense. Like, why would your brother just randomly stop talking to you? And she was like, I know it doesn't make sense. That's the frustrating part. Y'all are talking about y'all trying to make it seem like I'm lying. So, Danielle directs her attention to Rachel.
I would like to walk away. I was so blindsided from you that going into our conversation about what I heard about my brother, I was already gone.
And, Danielle said, like, Rachel, you over here took our conversation, spun it to make it seem like I was over here talking mess about her. We were just over here just kikiing, like coffee talk, right? So Margaret's just like, at the end of the day, you're over here believing people, and you're over here believing what people are saying about me instead of just getting to know me for me, this and the third. And then, Jennifer makes a comment. She's over here kikiing, like kikiing through the whole thing. The tone of the conversation turns up a little bit because, Rachel's just like, at the end of the day, I don't even care about this conversation. It is what it is. Like, I don't care. And then Danielle's like,
well, I do. I care.
You know how I said it? I don't care about that. No, I do. Whoa.
Yeah, I care. Now you hear everybody else. They're like, whoa, oh my God. And I'm just like, y'all really do need to chill, because you realize that last season, people was throwing plates, Teresa, throwing plates, cups, people flipping tables, Joe hitting the table like a rabid animal. So like, for y'all just be like, that is, whoa, it's not giving all that, right? Rachel just says that, she doesn't care, and she basically repeated it because that was her friend. And Danielle feels like, if we're building a friendship, why would you just throw me under the bus?
Starter, this is the difference between me and you. I tried not to make the situation worse. And what I learned from you that day, I can't talk to you like that.
And that's basically where the episode ends. All the girls get up because they're like, oh my God, this is so much. I can't. But New Jersey, it's funny how the episode was still, I'll give the episode a B, and Teresa wasn't here. So for me, that goes to show that maybe some of the dynamics need to change. Let me know what you guys think. How do you think the season is going? Do you believe Teresa or do you believe Joe? Because I don't know. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.